Hi Rosy friends, it's Julie, and today I'm going to show you how I get ready to cosplay my character Iris Godelova that I write in my book series from the Perspective book series. I was headed to the Elmvale Sci-Fi Fantasy Street Party, and I thought I would let you know how I get that all going. So I start with primer on my face, like I always start, to protect my face from all the cosmetics, which always causes a rosacea flare, but only for a few seconds. You've seen it before, and I'm just going to actually pause this right here in this beautiful face to say that for today only, that's July 23rd. If you want to read the first book in the series called Love at First Flight, I'm offering it for free at the official website. That's perspectivebookseries.com. So you can get it like absolutely no cost to you whatsoever. It's the ebook. Anyway, promotions aside, after I put on the primer and my face calms down, and it will calm down super quickly. I don't know why it does that, but it always does. I'm going to put on a green color corrector powder. I don't normally start off with the powder like this, but for a cosplay when I'm going to be really hot because Iris wears a lot of layers to her clothing, then I start with a powder because it's a little bit more absorbent, so my face will last a little longer before it melts. Plus this is an outdoor event, so I'd like to take a few extra precautions to keep things a little bit under control in case things get sweaty. But yeah, so I just cover my entire face in the green powder, and that takes down the red quite a bit. And then I move on to the liquid foundation. That one's from the Maison Jacinthe. I've done a video on that in the past. I will do a link to that if I remember on the upper right hand side of the screen. Anyway, so yep, I just take the liquid foundation and I apply it to my entire face. I try to get as even a coating as possible, but I try and go in really thin layers, and then I can just do a second layer if I need to on the areas that are still showing redness. Again, I'm going to be outside, it's going to be hot. I'm going to be hot in my costume, I've got a wig to wear and things, and those things are like wearing winter hats. So I try to only double layer on the areas that really, really need it so that everywhere else won't just continually melt or shift or separate or all those fun things that makeup likes to do when you want to look your best. So I just do a nice thin layer of that. I did a couple of extra little patches around my cheeks where I have the worst redness, and now I'm just going under my eyes to cover the big black circles because I knew that this event was happening today, and therefore I did not sleep very well last night. So yeah, that was, I believe it's an Essence product. It's called No More Circles or something really close to that. And I just blend that in under my eyes to make it look like I have slept in the last few days. Then I take the Physicians Formula Talc-Free Mineral Wear Loose Powder and I make a giant dust cloud with it. And after I do that, then I just apply another thin layer of it all over my face. Just to give it a really finished look and a matte look, and to add a little bit more absorbency in case things, my skin gets a little bit sweaty later on. But I find that adds more coverage. That product is really good for adding coverage, and it gives a very, very finished look to pretty much any foundation that I wear. And because that color is translucent because I'm super pale anyway, I find that it's not so thick, and the color isn't so thick that it doesn't match shades I happen to choose. So do really love that. You see it in a lot of videos. And now I'm moving on to some blush, and I'm using that really pale pink, but it's a bright pink blush. I use it very, very lightly. Otherwise I just look like I've painted myself. But Iris is a young and very pretty girly type character. She's got flawless skin, which I can never accomplish, but I find putting a very, very girly light pink on will help to kind of mimic her look. She's 18 years old, so she's significantly younger than I am. And by the way, the weird hair is because I will be pinning all that to my head and putting it under a wig. That has nothing to do with Iris's style. So next I'm going to do a white base for my eyeshadow. That one's from NYX. It's called Whipped Cream. And I love doing that base because it makes any color that I put on top of it just really pop. And in this case, I'm supposed to be pretending that I have purple eyes because Iris has purple eyes and I don't. But I can't wear contact lenses because I've had retinal holes that have been sealed up, and I won't go into that whole thing, but laser surgery, let's just say. And I don't want to mess with that, so I just do a purple eye in terms of eyeshadow to pretend that I have purple eyes and wear my regular glasses, because glasses are cool, darn it. Anyway, so there's an e.l.f. Purple duo, and I'm doing the pale kind of lavender purple on the main part of my eyelid. And I just and I'm picking off, you'll see me doing this throughout the rest of the video, picking off little bits of brush. I have a Quo brand blush brush that I used by accident there. That thing leaves little hairs on everything. It's one of the worst buys I've ever made. So anyway, but for now, I'm just putting on the little lavender pale purple shade on the main part of my eyelid. And I'm trying to make sure that I get a good thick color of that, because I am trying to mimic the look of having a purple eye. My eyes are green, but you know, we're trying to go with the land of pretend here. And then I'm doing the darker, sort of richer purpley shade of purple in the outer part of my eye and in the crease. And again, I'm trying to do that darker than I would normally wear it, but not going too far, because I don't want to look like I was just decked in the eye and now I've got a black eye. So I do a lot of blending with that. This is my very special, lovely blending brush from e.l.f., which I love very, very much. And I just sort of spread that around to make sure there aren't any definite lines. This is the Physicians Formula Color Strips. It's the bright, vibrant, shimmer strips. It's the bright, vibrant purple one from the Green Eyes line. The cap gets on very, very tightly, but fortunately I got to peel that thing off. And I'm doing a pretty thick layer of that on the top lid, not only to make it look, again, like I've got a purple eye, just to suggest purple around the eyes, but also Iris has these big, beautiful eyes that I don't have, so I'm doing a big, thick line to make my eye look like it's bigger than it actually is. I have a hooded eyelid, so that trick actually works for me. I know that doesn't work for everybody, but I guess I'm lucky that way. I don't know if this trick is for my eye shape or eyelid shape. I know there are tricks for everybody's different look. That just happens to be the one that works for me. Right, so I spent a little bit of time going over this and trying to make sure that it's even. And at the start, when I do the lower lid, I thought that I was just going to do the outer corner, which is what I normally do just in my regular everyday wear of makeup. But then you'll see halfway through, I decide that that's just not enough. It looks too much kind of like Julie, and we don't want that. As I continue to pick those darn brush hairs off my face, and they're dark black too, so they really stand out. Anyway, but I decide finally that I'm going to do the entire lower lid, which is something I haven't really done since high school. But I think that it really completes the look, especially with the very vibrant purple that particular eyeliner provides. And finally, I top off the look. Oh, I forgot. I went back and I smudged it all in with my finger because it left a whole pile of clumpies of eyeliner on my lower eyelashes. I don't know if everybody has that problem or if that's just my lack of skill, but yep, I have to do that a lot and kind of blend it all in so that I don't end up with eyeliner clumpies on my lashes. So now I get on to the mascara. I forgot to show that one to the camera, but it is the Physicians Formula Organics one. It has that cute leaf as a handle, and it is in the color black. I absolutely love that. It never, never, never clumps. It is your basic entry-level mascara, and it is absolutely perfect in my mind. And it doesn't irritate my eyes, even when I wear it for a long time. And normally my eyes are so sensitive to mascara and eyeliner. So I feel like it is such a gift that I found that particular one. But yep, and you can keep layering, you can just keep going over it and over it and over it and building it up, and it still doesn't clump up or it doesn't make your lashes stick together or anything like that. I just love it. So now I'm just checking things over to make sure that they're even. And then combing out my eyebrows because they get coated in foundation, and as much as I don't need to have super bold eyebrows because they're pretty dark anyway, I also don't want them to look like they're just painted up in foundation. But I will be wearing a purple wig, so I just added a little bit of purple eyeshadow to the brush. I'm doing that very lightly just to add a hint of purple because I don't want to make it look like I have weird eyebrow bruises. Again, just making sure that's all even. And then here's where it took me a long time because this video has been sped up, obviously, and it took me a really long time to find where I put the Kleenex to be able to wipe any foundation or anything off my lips because I will be using a Longwear lipstick. It's that one there. It's from CoverGirl in color 547. And it's a dual layer one where you paint on the stuff that's going to stain your lips for several hours, and then you use a kind of lip gloss on top that's clear. I forgot to show the lip gloss in this video, but please just trust me, I did put it on later on, and I kept it in my purse as well. But yep, and I went for a super girly pink to, again, go for the look that Iris has that is just sweet and darling and girly and pretty. And I like that color anyway. I find it is really nice, especially in the springtime, but you have to wait. You're not allowed to blot your lips, which goes against everything I believe in. And finally, there's some essence. It's called Tiffany. It's an eyeshadow. It's a kind of silver glitter, but I just use it a little bit kind of all over the top part of my face because Iris is from a place called Cara Dune, which is another world, and everybody knows that otherworldly things have glitter. I don't know, it just seemed appropriate at the time. And here I am after battling with my hair and getting it all stuffed underneath the wig. So now I have Iris hair, and it's super, super, super long, and I was wearing necklaces once I got my whole costume on, and it got really tangled in there, but it was a lot of fun anyway. And fortunately, it's a pretty good wig, so it was possible to get it all out without tearing out all the hairs. And here I am attempting to show you the whole costume, somewhat successfully. Sorry about the mess everywhere. I've been working on a lot of costumes, so that room is a complete disaster area. It's basically a doubled up skirt and a promotional t-shirt that says who I am, and a really cool feathered purse that I like a lot. But yeah, so see, I really like the purse. But yeah, so I hope you did like this video, and I hope that it was entertaining for you. Here's a shot of me at the actual street party. This is one indoors because it started raining. But there were some times that we were outside, and there are some stormtroopers and a Jawa just walking across the street like they normally do, and they're there again. And there's this big robot. I can't remember what it is. I feel like such a failure, but what I found really cool about that is there's a guy in there. Like, he had to just drive around in there, and he did all the talking. I didn't know there was a person in those things. There's me and my co-author. She's playing her character, Megan Winters, and here I am after I've torn off my wig later on. I just thought that was a very funny photo. But I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I make new videos every Sunday and most Thursdays. And other than that, I'll see you next time.